Hey guys, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar, and I just want to welcome you all to the video and thank you for watching. And today's question for this pick a card reading is going to be, how do they act versus how they feel? So, I've seen other readers do this type of video, and I think it's an interesting question because oftentimes people act a certain way, but they really feel a different way. I'm even guilty of this myself. So, I thought I would do a video on this, and we have 4 piles. Piles 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can go ahead and choose a pile, take a moment and maybe pause the video at this point and choose a pile that really seems to draw you out when you picture that person in your mind. And if it doesn't resonate, it's a general reading, guys. It can't resonate with everybody, but I try to do my best to tap into the energies that I can. It might just mean that we're on a different vibration, and it's, best to find another reading that will fit more with your situation. But anyways, guys, I just thank you all for your support and watching and liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in your reading. Hey, so if you've chosen pile number 1, this is your reading. So guys, I'm going to just explain you a little bit about the system. This is going to be how they act, and this is going to be how they feel. For you guys, actually got 4 cards in each row, and I just kind of rolled with it because I figured that's how it's supposed to come out. But I was going for 3, so I guess there was just more to say to you guys. But so let's just start. In terms of signs and all that stuff, if you're interested, their signs are all over the place, so I think that really anybody could be anything. But one thing I do want to note is that I noticed that in how they act, we have 3 major arcana cards. So we have the Star, the Death, and the World. I thought that was interesting because I think it really does clarify that their attitude is a big deal to you, which obviously you're clicking on this video, so you're kind of wondering why are they acting this way? Why do they act the way they do? And yeah, I can see that their behavior is really more apparent than their feelings. Okay? And also with major arcana is that it tends to look at longer term things or things that are prevalent over a longer time, whereas the minor cards tend to be more quick acting things or minor things, or not minor things, but things that are maybe shorter lessons in life, or you know what I mean, the time frame isn't quite as long and prominent. But anyways, so I think that clarifies the fact that there is a big difference in their attitude versus the way they're actually feeling. But anyway, so we have the Star, Death, 2 of Wands, and the World in terms of how they're acting. And for some, the first thing I got when I saw these cards is that I feel as if this person uses travel. I almost feel like they're traveling, or maybe they've moved away, or they're traveling, or they're thinking about it, and it's as a means to act either impassive in a way, to show that they're not feeling anything, because I really get with that Death card that the way that they act is if it's over, it's done, they have no feelings, they're all numb, you know what I mean, and they're putting on this appearances that, yeah, I'm planning my life, I'm fine without you, I've got lots of hopes and dreams and aspirations, and that's of course in terms of somebody maybe who you've broken up with, of course. If you've never been with this person, it might be the same thing. They just, for some energy, if you say you haven't been broken up with this person in the past, and it's not some past relationship and it's somebody new in your life, they might be, I'm going to get more into why they could be acting that way based on their feelings, but it's I almost get this sense that they're acting very nonchalant, they don't really show much emotion. They might share their plans with you a lot, and talk about, their ideas and plans for the future, but it doesn't seem to include you, or it seems to be kind of distant from you in a way, is what I'm getting. There's a distance involved with this. They could be physically distant as well, because maybe they've moved, or like I said, removed themselves from the situation, So it might be, that might even be the way that they're acting right now. You don't even know how they're acting because they're not acting at all. Like there's nothing there, if you get what I mean. So, but how they're really feeling. We have the Ten of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Cups reversed. And, I rarely use reversals, but this came out reversed, and that was, I think, fated to come out reversed because, yeah, I don't keep my cards in reverse, and it really came out like that. It didn't just flip when I was shuffling it. It was weird. So, well, how they really feel, obviously with the Ten of Wands, what is the key word that is associated with that card? It's a burden, feeling burdened, feeling overloaded. They are feeling overloaded by their feelings right now. And I have to, say that I feel like it's due to feeling left out. So some of you might even be reflecting the same energy back to them, as in acting like everything's done, and you're like not really like not trying to contact them, not really trying to like there could even be a mutual energy between the two of you of trying to keep up appearances, showing yourself off as you've got better things to do with your life, and I've got lots of plans and ideas, and I'm fine without you type of vibe. Like I said, if if it's a new relationship or a crush or something like that, it could just be that you're just not sharing yourself with each other mutually. You're kind of just both playing it cool and not really letting on that you feel too much for each other. But they do feel quite burdened down at the time, and I feel at this time, and I feel as if it's because they feel left out in some way. Maybe you've, like I said, it could be that you're carrying this attitude too, and it really bothers them, and it could be that they're reflecting this attitude back to you, if this is your own original attitude towards them, if you get what I mean. And it's like with the Eight of Swords, it's like I see they don't know what to do, kind of. And they don't want to see anything or do anything really forward because they feel like it's all hopeless in a way. It's like they show hope, but they don't really have any hope here with this Ten of Cups reversed. That's the vibe I get. Like they lack hope about the situation. And I don't know, perhaps they feel as if, okay, I'm just going to say this, and this could be relevant only to a few of you, but it could be that they feel as if the distance between you, especially if you're physically distant from each other, is just too much like you'll never get that happy ending in a way. Do you get what I'm saying? That it's not possible, and that bothers them, and it makes them feel like as if they can't do anything about it, okay? Because like the Five of Pentacles too is like there's a warm place right here that they can go into, but they choose to kind of stick out and, or, well, maybe they don't choose, maybe, eventually, obviously, they move out of that situation, but it's like they're kind of in a forced solitude in a way, and not opening up, and I feel like it's because they feel as if there's no hope in this situation. Let me just, yeah. And then look at here, we have Zen Garden, so inner sanctuary. And I feel like that's kind of what they're doing. The outer appearance is so calm and perhaps even like inactive. Like if you follow them on social media, they might have been inactive. Or if they're being active, it's very... it's not directed towards you. It's more like just keeping up appearances. But, deep inside, they're going through a lot. And then we've got, with the Romance Angels, I'm just going to put these out. So we have, it's safe for you to love. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And you deserve love. You're lovable. Yeah. I'm getting that feeling that, and this could be mutually for both of you, a feeling that's going on, although it could just be on their side. But I do feel as if that one of the reasons why they're feeling a little bit blocked and burdened by this situation is because they don't feel it's, like I said, they lack hope. And for some of you, I get the message that they feel like you deserve love, and maybe with somebody else. Like you deserve something different than them. You know what I mean? Like maybe they can't offer it. Maybe they feel like they're inadequate in some way. Maybe financially inadequate, or time-wise, or, that could be a range of, inadequacies. It could just be psychological inadequacies, or it could like I said, feel inadequate because there's a big distance between the two of you. But I feel like they feel like you deserve love. And they, oops, sorry. And then we have that is safe for you to love. And it's like, I feel like that they obviously aren't opening up their heart. If you notice in this card, she's all bound up around her chest and her eyes and everything. It's like they're not open to it right now in their feelings. Even if they do feel sad about this connection in some way, or bothered that it's not going anywhere. But it's like they've got that such a block up, such skepticism that they don't feel like it's safe to love. They don't feel like it's a safe connection. And that's just, kind of what I'm seeing here. Hold on, my camera needs to be restarted. Sorry about that. I started to go over my 10-minute mark. But, yeah, I feel as if, and this person, they could be like, I almost feel as if this person is somebody who has a lot of goals in life, a lot of aspirations, but they're not there yet. And they might feel inadequate because of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe they feel like they wouldn't be able to provide anything for a relationship anyways because they're too busy trying to figure their shit out. But I feel like they're goal-oriented, this person. And, that reflects in how they act. They seem to, even if it's not like they're not actively doing things, they certainly have a lot of dreams within them. And they might seem a bit ambitious at the moment anyways. But I feel like what they're showing on the outside is totally different than kind of what's going on in the inside. Especially when you parallel the cards like this, that it's like hopes and dreams versus being burdened. Like they act like everything's fine and they're hopeful for the future, but at the same time they're like so sick of it, like of everything that's going wrong, of this connection not being right. And yeah, I feel like that death reflecting the Five of Pentacles is about, there's some kind of inadequacy this person has. And I feel like it's more self-inflicted or diagnosed rather than something that's actually accurate. Although it could be for some of you guys, they actually are just like an, inadequate person. But I don't feel like this person I don't think that they truly see their potential, although they may act like they do. I have a lot of friends like that. I have a few people that are close to me like that act really cocky and really fine and really, you wouldn't think that anything's wrong, but when you get to know them, you recognize, how insecure they actually are. And I think this is kind of that situation. So I do feel as if, like I'm saying, I'll just going to refresh here because I know I've rambled here for a bit and I hope you haven't got annoyed by now, but I really feel like I said, bottom line, I feel like this person's acting very, cold on the outside. Maybe not even cold, but like I said, impassive, like nothing's going on. And it's like, it's maybe could be hard to read them. It seems like they're interested in other things than you. But deep down, when they think about you, it's like there's a lot of blockages here. Like I said, for some of you, it could be somebody that's you're going through ups and downs with or have been with in the past. But they do feel burdened and like I said, some kind of inadequacies are going on and it blocks them from like opening up. Because they feel like there's not really any hope to the situation. Like there's no happy ending, you know what I mean? There's that song, what is it called? Happy Ending by Mika, was it? Mika? I don't know, that's an old song. Well, not that old, but it was a while back. It's kind of like that's the theme song for them, I think, regarding this connection. So you can go look that up if you want. But yeah, So I'll see you guys in the next reading. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up if you want. That makes me feel happy. But it cheers me up. So anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Hey guys, so if you've chosen pile number 2 here with this really pretty stone, I don't know what this is. My daughter found it outside at school. I don't know. Does anyone recognize what it could be? Probably like quartz or something, I'm not sure. I'm not very good with stones, guys. I'm really not. Okay, so how's your person acting versus how they are feeling? Let's get into it. Okay, are those in the shot? Okay, I'll just get over here and then I'll look at this over there. So the top row is going to represent the way they're acting currently, or at least how they appear to be acting, and then the bottom row here is going to be in regards to how they actually are feeling right now, about the connection, about you, about in general. So one thing I do notice in cases that you are interested in signs and stuff, we have fire, water, and air. That kind of dominates, so that there's no earth in this. So one thing that I think that can tell us is that I feel like the situation between you guys can be a bit tense, okay? That's what I'm getting. Intense, and it can be a bit of a lot of heated arguments, or if you don't argue with each other, a lot of passionate feelings where it's like passionate anger, passionate yearning, passionate, you know what I mean? And with that fire energy, but then also with the swords, like, with the challenges cards, which are like, representative swords, a lot of there's a lot of mental stuff going on within this relationship right now. So in terms of how they're acting, we have the Seeker of Spells, the Seven of Spells, and the Eight of Visions. Let me just look down here. I'm trying to stay by my microphone, but sometimes it's like kind of, I'm farther away than I look from the cards. And so I like try to look down at them. But also make sure the microphone's in front of my mouth so that people don't get mad at me because they can't hear me. One thing I find interesting just based off this spread right away is that in that dual, these two lines here, we have the Seeker, which is like a knight, and the Child, right, which is like the page. So interesting. There's of the same spells of wands. So it's like, I feel as if this person, well, first of all, they might lack some maturity in how they speak and feel at times. Okay, but I'm going to just tell you the first thing that came to my mind when I first looked at these cards, when I was drawing them and stuff like that. The first thing I got is that I feel as if this person feels under attack, okay? I don't know if you guys have been fighting a lot, and they're kind of like, which, this could be totally justified on your end, okay? I'm not saying like, oh, they feel attacked, you need to back off, like, leave them alone. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I feel as if this person feels attacked. Now, some people can feel that way and they're not actually being attacked. It's all in their head, right? So I'm just putting that out there. But that's the vibe I'm getting. I almost feel as if they're acting kind of like, I don't want to say repulsed by the connection, because I don't think that they're repulsed by you. I think that's an extreme word. I feel as if they're quite defensive, okay? In how they're acting. But I feel as if that's like in reality too. Like they're acting the way that they're feeling, okay? I don't think that there's a huge difference in between that. Like in some of the piles that we have here, especially like the first pile, there's a huge like kind of difference between the way they're acting and the way that they're actually feeling. But I feel as if in this pile, it's quite similar in how they're acting, and in how they're acting versus how they're feeling. Like, there's two defensive cards here. So like we have the Seven of Spells, and that's about being mistrustful, feeling like you're backed up in. Both of them feel backed up in a corner, right? Because the dragon here in this card, let me see, make sure you guys can see it. It's kind of backed against, it has all these little gnomes with sticks or wands, sticks, wands, pointed at him, and he's feeling like, oh my god, everyone's mad at me. And it could be that they feel like, as if, like, for instance, if you have you and a group of friends, or that you're all after him, kind of, or her, you know what I mean? Or that they're just, everybody's looking at them and they're kind of defensive about it. And they may even act like that. How does a dragon act when they're put in when they're put in the corner? They're gonna, breathe fire and say harsh things and really get combative, especially with the Seeker of Spells. Now this card is generally, it's not a bad card. There's a lot of great qualities within this, a Knight of Wands type of person, or the Seeker of Spells. They're very enthusiastic and exciting, and I'm like all fire almost in my chart. But there are a lot of good qualities, but then there are some bad qualities that come with that, some little shadow qualities that, thinking before speaking, for instance. No, speaking before thinking, wow, and not thinking before speaking, wow. I mean, that's probably what they probably need to do. I feel as if they might be the type that's like, gonna blow up on you, or say things like, because they feel in a way that it makes them feel quite cornered. Okay? And it says like how, and we have the Eight of Visions, so that's like the Eight of Cups. In this particular deck, the Forest of Enchantment deck, it's like feeling lost and not really knowing what to do. Let me just see if you can get it's a really pretty card. But I feel as if this person's acting in this way. And it might be that you recognize the behavior, you recognize that they're not themselves, that they're obviously not, behaving in a way that you feel is healthy for them or normal. Like, that's almost what I'm getting. And it could be that they're feeling, in the way that they're acting, they might be getting like pulled in by things to distract them. Because in this card in particular, it's about, the women are, fallen, in the path, and are lost, and like they'll call to you kind of and try to get you to come with them, like to dig, you deeper into their shit. And I feel like this person might be not acting on themselves. They might be drinking more. They might be partying more, or acting in a way that isn't authentic to who they normally are. Okay? And you can see it as a form of depression or be feeling lost. You get what I'm saying? Like they're just not acting right, this person. And it could be that normally, they act more upbeat, and you just notice that spark isn't quite there. Okay? Now, that's how they're acting. Now, in regards to how they actually are feeling, I almost feel like it's kind of reflective of of how they're acting. With the Six of Challenges, they are really feeling like they're in between a rock and a hard place. If you can notice, this woman's up in the tree and she's got all these wolves down there trying to attack her. And she's like, what in the heck am I going to do? She's got herself into a pickle or a sticky situation. And it's kind of how I feel this person is. I feel like this person feels that they're under attack. So I don't know if like there's a lot of gossip about them, or there's a lot of pressure from their family, or pressure from other sides. I feel a lot of pressure within this person. Like they feel pressured. Okay. And they behave in that way, but they also feel that way. So it's not, it's very, their actions, at least in that regard of feeling defensive, are very reflective of what they feel internally regarding the situation. One moment, I just need to pause my camera and restart it. Man, everyone is getting very long videos today because I keep going over my time limit. And then, okay, so as I said, I definitely feel there's a defensiveness and there's a withdrawal wanting to happen. They want to withdraw from the situation and rest because we have the Four of Challenges. It's like the Four of Swords. And there's a resting period right now because they feel like they need to rejuvenate themselves and they need to protect themselves in some way. One second, I just want to look at these cards. Yeah, and with this, pay attention to the red flags. I don't get a deceptive vibe off this person. Like, I don't think that they're a bad person. Like, when they see red flags, I don't think that they're necessarily bad for you. In that sense, I don't really get that from these cards. If anything, I feel as if you might notice this behavior a little bit more after reading this. And you might think some of these red flags might actually pop up for you in your head. And you're like, that's like, yeah, he has been, or they've been doing this, he or she, it doesn't matter gender. They've been doing this or they've been doing that. That makes sense. They have been acting a bit weird. You know what I mean? Like, I almost feel as if this might help you kind of recognize this behavior, maybe. But, maybe not. I hope so, because we also have perception again. We have that. It's very interesting because I do feel like there's some need. It says beyond the veil of illusion. So now, if this person acts a certain way towards you that's, abusive or not nice, then I would certainly say you could be feeling illusioned by this person. I just wanted to throw that out there because there might be some of you that have that type of situation. And I hate to give readings where, because these are general readings. I can't literally tap into everybody who's going to read this. And so, or watch this video. And so I don't want to, give false advice that maybe isn't fitting for someone's situation. But, if you do feel like they're being defensive, because I'm just saying how they're feeling and acting, okay? Or, I'm not saying whether it's justified or if it's healthy, mentally or emotionally. I'm just, reading the cards that way. So, if it's a desert, if they're acting in this defensive way and running away in a way, or trying to avoid or get too, vicious, but it's not really warranted and it's not really necessary, then, that might be, a clue to you that maybe this isn't the person for you. Or, sorry, I dropped my card. That maybe this person isn't, the one for you, and that maybe you should leave the situation. But I don't feel like that's the case for many of you. I feel like this person might just be a little bit more immature than they let on. Immature in their heart, in their soul, in their feelings than they let on. Because of that, that seeker versus child type of thing. And I feel this innocence, internal innocence, that's going on within them that they don't exactly show to you. So that might be one of the, things, is that it's almost like I feel as if they're a bit more, they're not quite as mean as they might seem sometimes, if you get what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it may be like when they act a certain way, if they act like kind of like a dick and they're like a little bit too rough with how they react to you, it's almost like I feel as if they don't actually feel that way. It's just kind of how they've learned to act. And that maybe, okay, now I'm just going to show this card. We have reconciliation. So someone from your past has changed your life. This could be a past person from you. like, yeah, like an ex or somebody that, you know, you just had something with, a connection with, but maybe it didn't go anywhere. I really don't feel like for many of you, this is somebody new in your life, like not too new. If it is, then you must be somehow karmically bonded or something like that, or like from the past life or something. But I do feel like this is solvable, okay? Like I feel, unless, like I said, it's abusive, and then I wouldn't, you know, advise you guys. And if you really don't want to be with this person, you don't like that attitude, because I do see that this person, while they might not be feeling so rough inside, and it might be true fear, they project, like they could project being a lot more angrier or rougher than they mean to. But I do feel like that there's something about this connection that is too much for them right now. And I'm so curious to know why that is. Because I can't really get anything off the cards as to why this would be. And it might be just because it's just such a general read. It might just be a bit overwhelming for them. But anyways, right now they're wanting to rest from the situation. They're trying to take a break. And I think they're trying to find... They do have feelings for you, like romantic feelings. I feel like they do. And I do feel like it's pretty innocent and lighthearted in a lot of ways with that Child of Spells. But they've got some issues with commitment, and I really just wonder what that is. One second, I'm just going to pull another card. I want to see. Let me see here. Wow, my dogs are fighting, or play fighting. It sounds like there are like elephants upstairs. They're not that big. Oh, there we go. We have 9 of Spells. That's interesting. Let me just look at this. It's like the 9 of Cups. Or no, not 9 of Cups, 9 of Wands. Sorry. Interesting. Yeah, if you notice this person, it's another defensive type of card in a way. Look at that. She's got like a, you know, is like putting a circle up around her, and there's all these little eyes in the background. This person might be a paranoid. I think this person has issues. I feel like they're very defensive, and they want to just be blocked off. Like I'm not exactly, again, like I just got a confirmation again that they're just very defensive. Like, that's wild. Gosh, guys, good luck with this. I feel like this person's a piece of work. It does look like there's a lot of defensiveness going on. I'm hoping that you guys will understand why that is. I don't know if they feel attacked from you, from others. Like I said, it could be from either side, but I'm feeling like they really feel like protecting themselves and taking a break right now because they feel overwhelmed by the situation. Okay, I'm not going to take up your guys' time anymore because I've been rambling for a while. I'm sorry, guys. I'll see you on the next video. If this resonated with you, let me know if this hit and anything with you guys, because this is kind of a weird one. Okay, guys, see you in the next video. Hello. So if you've chosen pile number 3, this is your reading. So let's get started here. Wow, my dog is barking. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on the camera, though. Or on the microphone. Okay. And let me just take a look here at these cards. Interesting. Okay, so pile number 3. The top row is going to represent how they're acting, and then the bottom row is going to represent how they're actually feeling. And then we have the Gaia Oracle, and then we have the Romance Angels, just to help us further clarify everything. Sorry, my stuff's falling back down here. Okay, so in terms of how they're feeling, let's see. And about signs, I do see a lot of air here, and cups, fire. So that might be, representing, one or both of you, or maybe just talks that the situation is both, has a duality of mental and emotional. So I think that, there's, which I'm going to get into because I definitely see this. Okay, in terms of, how they're actually feeling. So let's just start with the Queen of Wands. I feel as if this person, I feel like this person is very attracted to you, and they may even show you that they are attracted to you. They might give you compliments. I almost feel as if this person is going through, okay, because we have Temperance and Three of Swords. I almost feel as if you're fighting with this person, I almost feel as if this person 1 minute acts kind of cool, like they have everything in balance and everything's great, and then they can say things that really hurt your feelings. That's what I'm getting off that Three of Swords. Like almost like it hurts your feelings. It could be that they're acting hurt themselves, but I really get more of that. I don't know, I'm just getting that vibe. Just because, well, I'm a fire sign, and sometimes we can be, jerks. Sometimes when we get mad. And, yeah, but with that Queen of Wands, it could be possibly that type of energy, but maybe not. It could be that they are acting just hurt in general, but I don't get that exactly. I almost feel I feel like it's more like what I said first. But for number 2, wow. For the second card, Temperance, there in the middle, I do feel as if this person is trying to, act as if they've got it together. And even with that Queen of Wands, I feel like that there is a confidence this person's trying to portray. And it could be that this person's trying to portray this confidence, but doesn't actually feel it. And you know it because you can recognize it. You're like, oh, you can't fool me. I see you're trying to act like you've got it all together. You're trying to act confident, but I can see that you're bothered by something, that you're not acting right. And I think I said this to the first pile too, because they kind of had a similar thing. In terms of the person probably knows that something's going on with them because they can recognize it in how they're acting, because they're not behaving as usual. But how are they feeling? This is just so interesting to me. We have the Knight of Cups sandwiched by the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and it's like, wow. I really feel as if it's like they have, like the little things, on your shoulder, like the little devil angel type of stuff. It's like they have something like that, and they really like you. Huh. Okay, I just got something and I'm going to interrupt myself. Could be that for some of you, this person that you're talking about, especially if you just have met them or you're new to them, they might be acting hurt or weird. If they're acting a little bit weird, I think that they've been through some kind of heartbreak before, okay? And it, like previous to you, maybe. It could be a relationship that isn't going very well. Maybe they're getting out of a long-term relationship of some kind. But anyways, in regards to how they feel about you, I feel like they want to offer you something, but I feel like they want to offer you some sort of feelings. You know what I mean? Like there are feelings there and they want to tell you about them. But I feel like they have like the serious side inside of them that's like, no, you can't do that. It's not right. It's like a bad idea. How could you feel this way? You just got to know them, or, you know, it's too soon. You got to do it like this. You got to do it like that. I feel like they have like that critic inside of them that is battling with their heart, sort of. Um, it's like, it's interesting because you see this like Knight of Swords and it's like charging at at the Knight of Cups. It's like there's like a clash, and it's like that logical part wants to just snuff out and like put a stop to any sort of emotions. And it's kind of like I'm feeling that inner battle. And with the romance angel cards, we have romantic feelings and getting to know each other. That's why I feel for some of you, it could be that you don't know this person very well, and that might be why they're acting a certain way. It could be that they, like I said, for some of you, it could be a previous relationship. But for some of you, like others of you that maybe have known the person a while, oops, sorry. I feel as if like the getting to know each other, it's almost like I feel like they want to open up to you. They want to get to know you better. They want to kind of tell you what's going on with them. Because, the Knight of Cups, it's about emotions and about that type of stuff. So it's like they could be wanting to open up, but they just don't. Well, they're feeling a little bit blocked, like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't show your emotions. You shouldn't do this, And then we have romantic feelings. So it says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So I do feel like this person has romantic feelings for you. Like even more so, like because of that card, but already because of the Knight of Cups, I know there's something there in them. And then with the Gaia Oracle card, we have lost love. So it says surrender, healing, and release. And like I'm saying, I feel as if this person is going through something right now. It could be a breakup from someone, or maybe it's like some old emotions that they haven't gotten over that have dictated kind of to them how they deal with romantic feelings. You know what I mean? We all pick up habits from relationships. Maybe being afraid to open up because you're afraid of rejection, or you know what I mean. There's a bunch of different ways in that way that can manifest that way, or it can manifest as. So obviously, the root of the problem is going to be different for everyone. But yeah, I do feel like they have that battle between, their head and their heart going on with them. And they might try to act, like I said, pretty balanced. And even maybe a bit fun and spontaneous at times. Like, they try to keep up those appearances. But I feel like that you do recognize some pain in them. And like I said, it could be that some of them have said some harsh words and hurt you. But I think that's only for some of you. I think it's going to be more the other way around. As in, like, I mean, not the other way around, like, but like in the area that they've been, maybe you've noticed that they're hurting a little bit, but they try not to show it. They try to act like everything's fine. But you see those like little inklings that, point you in that direction. And there's a big struggle with this person between their heart and their mind. So hopefully that helps you guys in how they act versus how they're feeling. And I hope to see you all in the next reading. Yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. And take care. Okay, so those of you that have chosen the last pile, which is pile number 4, this is going to be your reading. So let me just set up the cards here. So this is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. It's pretty new, so I'm really loving it, really. I think this is a gorgeous deck. Totally recommend it to anybody. So, how is your person acting versus how they're feeling? So in terms of how I set these cards up, the first row, the top row, is going to reflect how they're acting and behaving, and then their feelings are going to be down below in the second row, right here. So we have 3 cards for each. And then I also am using the Gaia Oracle and the Romance Angels. cards. So let's see. Let me just look here for a minute. Okay, one thing I notice right away when I'm looking at the cards is that I see spells, which are like wands, fire. I see cups, visions. So that's like cups, water. And I see challenges, which are like swords. Interestingly enough, there are no pentacle cards here. So this really tells me, or makes me think that there is a lack of stability in this relationship right now, that things are unstable. There's not really any solid footing at the moment. Okay, so in terms of how they're acting, I'm going to start with the Ace of Spells. This person acts pretty confident, I would say. Has maybe been a little bit, there's a dragon breathing fire, so I almost feel as if this person is a bit fiery in nature. And that can reflect in being a bit rough around the edges sometimes, or excitable, but it could also mean that, when they see something they want, they get it. And that's kind of what the Ace of Wands is about. It's like having a desire and going after it. It's kind of like that spark. And I feel like this person's kind of like that. If they have a spark, they kind of go in full throttle on something. But, but like we also have the Six of Visions, so it's like the Six of Cups, and I feel like this person is a bit, at this moment, they could be a bit withdrawn. This could also reflect that this is a person from your past, kind of coming back into your life, and you may be questioning why that is. Maybe they're acting quite nostalgic. But that might not be the case. It could just be that this person's been a bit withdrawn in a way, kind of reflective. Because, yeah, if you notice in this, like in a lot of Six of Cups cards, usually, it's like more than one person. It's usually like two children or two people, or something like that. And in this one, it's just a little girl alone. So, reading a book. So, it could be that this person's acting a little bit withdrawn at the moment. And there could be a little bit of and I almost feel like that's a thing because as well, like if you look at the Ace of Spells, the dragon's also alone. So it's like, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel as if this person's acting a little bit withdrawn. And then we have the Seven of Challenges. And the Seven of Challenges is like the challenge, the Seven of Swords. Deceit, trickery, secretive. I feel like this person may be acting in a way that feels sneaky. And it could be because they've been so withdrawn. You're like, what is going on with them? Why are they acting like that? Why, for some of you though, this person could have done or is doing something that's deceitful and you know it or you feel it. And that's how, they appear to you to be, and it could be that it's already something that's happened in the past and you see them, trying to kind of get out of a situation. So for some of you, this person could have been unfaithful or secretive about something, but not for all of you, okay? That's just going to be for those that relates to, if this person has been that way. But there definitely is an element of, like I'm saying, withdrawal is what I'm getting. Or kind of being a loner, or at least not interacting much with you. And you're kind of like, what is going on with this person? And I do feel like there's this fear for many of you we have the Temptress, and it says seduction, deceit, a broken promise. And I do feel as if this person has acted in that way, or you take it that way, that they have. Like you're suspicious of. I do feel like this person is a charmer. They can be, and they aren't exactly reliable. And they've acted in a way that wasn't reliable. So that doesn't have to mean cheating. It could just be it could be in, many different other ways, but it does feel as if they've kind of like lured you in and then sort of fell back on kind of how they were leading you. Do you know what I mean? So they might have led you to believe one thing and then they kind of withdrew from it a little bit, is what I'm getting. Now, how they're really feeling. Okay, so we have the Nine of Visions, the Seeker of Challenges, and the Five of Visions. So it's going to be like the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Cups. One second, let me just look at these cards again. I don't know. For many of you, I feel as if this person has some kind of... Okay, I'll just start with the first one. Okay, so I do feel like with the Nine of Visions that that's a wish fulfillment card in this, especially in this deck. It talks about, wishing well and putting your hopes and your wish into the well with the coin. It's like a folky type of belief that that we do. And I feel like as if this person really wishes for something with you. They wish, like you're kind of their wish fulfillment. They do feel that way, like that you would be kind of like the epitome of what they want. But we have that Seeker of Challenges, and the Seeker of Challenges in this particular deck, like the Knight of Swords, they're feeling like quite emotionally blocked. I don't feel like this person's necessarily so in tune with their emotions, or they're having a battle with it a little bit. I think that was like pile number 2, like kind of an internal, or no, it was pile number 3. I think it was the last pile actually, with that internal type of battle. But I feel like it's a bit different than pile number 3 though, because we have that Five of Visions, and it's kind of feeling like everything's lost. And because you see like the girl comes out and her little like pearl or whatever that is, like her little orb, it fell in the pond, and she's like, oh crap, like everything's lost and I've lost it all. And it can be about regrets and feeling like there's no hope left. But, well, in this particular card, there's a frog here that she can kiss and turn into a prince. So it could be that this person, feels like their real feelings is that they hope, they have regrets, and they feel like everything's lost. But there might even be oh my gosh, there's a little deer like outside my window. How cute. Sorry, it distracted me. It's a baby one. Oh my goodness. Hi, little deer. Okay. Back to my concentration. My concentration. I feel as if this person, yeah, I feel like this person's very stubborn. That's all. That's what I get from that card, like an overwhelming feeling of stubbornness. Like they don't want to budge. And I know that this card can also represent somebody who feels like having a conflict in a way. Oh, wait, let me pause my camera. Sorry, my camera went over the 10 minutes. I'm having a lot of long readings today. I keep going over my 10 minutes. It's not my 10 minutes, like I have my own limit. It's just that I usually try to get it done in one file, because oh my goodness. Oh my god. The deer are trying to play with the cat. That is adorable. They're chasing it. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, this is mega cute. I would totally record it, but you wouldn't be able to see out the window, I don't think. I don't want to move my camera. Okay, gosh, okay, they got out of my sight, so they already ran out of my sight. They're 2 baby twin deer that are chasing the cat. It's adorable. And he's a one-eyed cat because he got attacked by an owl. Okay, he's really cute. And he's a ruffian. Anyways, back to reading. Kind of a ruffian like this guy right here with that Seeker of Challenges. I feel like this person is, yeah, very, like I said, they don't even want to face some of their own. Oh, now they attacked their mama. They want milk. And she said nope, and she kicked him in the face. Wow. You guys are getting a narration about the deer. Oh, they like are like, what, Mom? Why? What? She didn't give him a chance. And that one, oh, she didn't give them any chances. What a mean mommy. I think she's trying to wean them off. Okay, so sorry guys, this is terrible. I'm like, you guys are gonna dislike this, guaranteed. Let me get back to this. Okay, back to this wish fulfillment. I do feel like I said, I think that they do feel like you're, the epitome of what they want, and that they feel like you're a wish fulfillment. Because we have this could be the one and soulmate. I feel like this person does feel like you're a soulmate, but I feel like that they've done something to screw up, and they are like not wanting to face it. Like they're really, maybe defensive, or let me think if there's a better word here. Stubborn. And they don't want to let anyone in, even though they're feeling kind of panicked about the situation, because I think they feel like they lost you, okay? And they're like distressed about it, but they really don't want to they don't even want to, it's not that they don't even want to show it. They don't want to even look at it themselves. You know what I mean? Like, so when they're in there, it's like they fight these type of thoughts off. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not something that they would even want to face themselves. So when they're like laying down at night and you cross their head, or their mind, sorry, their head, it's like they'll brush it off, like, oh, I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to go down that deep, dark thing, like, because you can see kind of behind him, it's, there's like that passageway. It's like, no, I'm not going there. And I feel like this person's pretty good at controlling their thoughts usually. Like at battling them and their feelings. But I do feel like they're stressed out because I feel like I feel like they've done something to wrong you, and they've realized that they've lost something precious. Because I do feel like you're a soulmate and that you're like kind of the one. And we have liberation here. And, for some of you, if this person is a negative influence on you, and, they have really been deceitful in a very bad way, like not necessarily unforgivable, because I think that we can forgive everything, or at least we can try our best to, but in a way that, where you don't want to patch things up and you know that they're not worth it. I really do feel that, you have the ability to break away from this negative attachment. Now, if this person hasn't really done anything too bad, it could be just their, they might have been a little bit of a player, say, and maybe they broke some promises, like, minor promises, like, well, not minor because it might feel a big deal to you. I'm not trying to downplay it. But if it's like, like breaking dates or blowing you off type of stuff, it's like they might realize in their feelings now that, like, oh, I screwed up. I shouldn't have done that. Like, I might have messed this up for good. Do you know what I mean? So obviously it's up to you on how to handle this, but I'm just trying to relay what I'm getting here from the cards in terms of, how they're acting and how they're feeling. But yeah, I like I said, I feel like some solo energy from them. I feel like maybe they've been a little withdrawn, and it could be because they've been being sneaky, or are perceived as sneaky or deceitful. I do have a feeling that many of them have done something, though. Like, really, though, I do feel like with this card here that came up, and then with the Seven of Challenges here, I do feel like this person has broken some kind of promise, or has done something to upset you and hurt the relationship between the two of you. And right now they're just, like I said, they're feeling pretty distressed about it, but they're trying to ignore it. But there's still this hope that because they know, like, you're their wish, kind of, as I said. Like, I think that there's, that type of hope there, or that wish that it could work out. But like I said, if you don't feel like this connection is healthy, and you're like, no, screw this person, then I'm with you here, and, you can break free from this negative attachment. For some of you, there could be a battle for them if that doesn't relate, you know. It could be that there's a battle for liberation within their own head, because I feel like this attitude of theirs really hinders any emotional growth, because they don't let themselves face their darkness in a way. And they don't let themselves face their feelings, kind of. They want to sort of just dwell on anything that will distract them. Like, look at the girls reading a book, right? And I don't know about anybody else, but for me, like, reading for me is an outlet, especially for my imagination and my emotions. Like, that's how I withdrew from the society when I was a kid. That's how I went into my feelings. That's how I dealt with things. I read books, and I still do that. You know, and it could be like they might have something in their life that they withdraw into. It doesn't have to be a book, but that kind of helps them avoid facing the darkness inside of them, their shadow side. But like, that's how they're feeling. I mean, as I said, you're, you know, a wish to them, something that they do want and they wish for, but I feel like that they've screwed up and they've realized that, and at this point they don't think it's savable, or, you know, and it could be. That's up to you guys. And you know how all the dynamics that go into that for you guys. But I hope that helps you guys. And I said guys like about 25 times. I'm sorry. I'll see you all in the next reading, and take care, guys, and subscribe if you want to, if you haven't already. And I hope to see you comment in the section, comment section down below. I love seeing them and giving them hearts. And take care, guys. If you have any suggestions, let me know.